So you're thinking about moving to or relocating right here to Littleton, Colorado. What is the good? What is the bad? Let's talk about the pros and cons. So, living in Littleton, Colorado is it's a great place. I've lived in a lot of places. I happened to grow up in Littleton, Colorado for most of my life. Now I've moved my wife and my daughters here a long time ago at this point.
Yes, a long time ago. So what are the pros and cons of living or moving to Littleton, Colorado? The first pro would be activity and just living an active lifestyle. There are a lot of bicyclists, runners, a lot of healthy activity in this town.
Yeah, and the con to that, though, is you see a lot of cyclists. You see a lot of runners.
Yeah.
There is always somebody crossing a street somewhere.
Yes.
So being a very active town, people here tend to look thinner, except for me. but it's very active. It's very healthy. We have all of the grocery stores and all of that. Like the Whole Foods and there's a natural grocers.
Yeah.
There's a lot of health
Trader
food
Joe's.
places. But you're going to see cyclists and runners.
Yeah.
Everywhere. So Littleton is a very friendly suburb. And just wave at everybody. Not everybody will wave back, but sometimes they will, right? But it's a great place to raise a family because it is
of all of the activities available. Yeah. I think I can think of 3 rec centers here in Littleton.
Just right where we live.
Yeah.
There are gyms and health clubs everywhere. The rec centers, I mean, there really are. They're everywhere.
And golf courses are also everywhere. So if that is something that you enjoy, you are in luck.
You can't throw a rock without hitting a golf course, a trail, or even a small pond if you want to take your kids fishing or go fishing yourself. Fly fishing is right up the road. That brings us to the second pro and con of our video here.
It's just that Littleton is a very family-oriented space. There's a lot, like I said, a lot to do for families and for kiddos where the whole family gets involved in things. Jogging or walking, just walking the trails on a weekend or just on a pretty day, which is going to happen a lot here in Colorado.
Yeah. Or just walking their fur babies. In Colorado, it's almost illegal not to own a dog. So if you're moving here and you have a dog,
you're
welcome. But the parks are everywhere so that you can get those fur babies exercised, get your human babies exercised.
Yeah,
get them
burn up a little energy.
So they can take a nap.
Yeah.
But we have hundreds of miles of trails, bicycle trails, walking trails. Parks are everywhere. The mountains are right in your backyard. There's always something to do.
There is.
And
that could actually be the con of being such a family-friendly area is we do not really have that small town kind of like lazy feel.
No.
Littleton is super, just kind of a bustling little area. There's a lot going on, and
it's always something to do. Whether it's going down to Clement Park over by Columbine High School, and they have this huge lake, huge park, huge pavilion in an amphitheater. And, there's always something. There's a free concert going on there. There's 4th of July is amazing. That's where we like to take our kids right down by the Jefferson County Library, a big, giant library. But it's a busy place. And so, that small town lazy feel.
You're not really going to get it here.
No, not at all. But, I would say, for that active person or that person that really likes to people watch. I'm one of those people. I love to watch people. I like to be involved too. Sometimes I'll just go to the park, take a walk, sit on a park bench and just watch people walk.
Well, and even when you're walking the trails, people for the most part are pretty friendly. So you get a lot of highs. How's your day going? So that part is nice to know that you will run into friendly people while you're out and about.
It's a great place to raise a family. It's great for all ages, really, young and old. We have a lot of 55 and over communities in Littleton. Littleton is a big place. but especially right here where we're at, we're more in the southwest Littleton area, but all of Littleton, really a lot to offer, all ages, but for us, we're family folks, and so raising our kids here was just a blast. It was awesome. Always something to do. We never were bored, ever. No. So that brings us to pro and con number 3,
and that would be the weather. We really have beautiful weather here. It doesn't get too hot for the most part. We do get into like those 100-degree days once in a while, but it's very rare. Like it's beautiful almost
300 days of sunshine. People boast. I really should look that up. If you know what that number actually is, please comment below. But that's what so many people say. 300 days of sunshine. We're in a near desert climate, so it rarely rains here. I mean, we get rainstorms, but it's not like when I visited the South or the Midwest,
where it would be.
I mean, it was torrential
for like the entire day. You're like getting downpours, but a storm will move in. It rains for 10 minutes and then it moves out and the sun comes out again.
Yep, you're back on your patio, sipping on a lemonade or whatever your drink of choice might be.
Right.
The weather isn't too bad. Now in the wintertime, however, especially the closer you get to the mountains, you tend to get a little bit more snow. Yeah. When it does snow, it snows all over Littleton typically. But the further you get to the mountains, you're going to have a little bit more snow. Be prepared to shovel.
Yeah.
It melts though pretty quick.
Yeah, within like the day or two, it for the most part has pretty much melted. So that is a major pro of the snowstorms. Yep. They drop a bunch, it's beautiful for a day, and then it melts, and you don't have slick roads anymore. Yeah,
and if you're worried about driving in the snow, the Colorado Department of Transportation, CDOT, is all over it. When they're expecting a snowstorm, they will park these trucks all over in strategic areas, waiting for the snow to accumulate. And as soon as it accumulates like a half an inch, an inch, they take care of it and put that ice melt down in the ice cutter and take care of those roads. So
and on the more major highways, C470, I-70, those, you'll see like the CDOT convoy where the 3-lane road will have a truck in each lane and they just kind of go up, and it's pretty cool to watch actually.
Con is also the weather.
Yeah, the weather con.
The snow.
Which we just kind of spoke about. So it's just, it snows, but it gets out here fairly quickly. So it's really,
depending on where you're going to be as far as, the weather, like I said, it's going to get either bigger or worse.
Yeah.
Depending on how close you are to the mountains. There are parts of Littleton that are technically in the mountains, and those areas, of course, you're going to get more snow. It's the mountains. That brings us to the next pro and con, which is
traffic. Traffic is not horrible. You can get around. You're not stuck in traffic jams everywhere.
I would say it's moderate. It's not, it's not like downtown Denver.
No.
You have your main roads, Bellevue, Bowles, Kipling, Wadsworth, and those are just your main roads, not your highways. And they're wide enough to where they can accommodate quite a bit of traffic. There might be a lot of cars on the road. Right. However, you're never really stuck in a traffic jam.
No.
Now, you do have the highway system that kind of surrounds, depending where you're at in Littleton. You have C470, Santa Fe, or 85 on the south side. And then as you move onto the north side, you have 6th Avenue, 6th Avenue, I-70, and C470. And a lot of other little side roads that, you can get down if you're going to downtown Denver. Depending on where you're at, though, and where you're working, where you're going to be driving, you really want to make sure you choose the right suburb in Littleton or the right neighborhood to make sure that you can get onto those roads easily with easy access, especially for what we just spoke about, the weather. So just know where you're at and know the easiest streets. We can certainly help you out with that.
Definitely.
If you're looking to buy and you're relocating here to the Denver metro area, and especially right here in Littleton, we can kind of show you those areas where you can get to downtown Denver, say in 17 minutes, 15 minutes, or if you're on the south side and you're going to be needing to get to Castle Rock or Parker, we can show you where you want to live if you want to get to those areas within 15 minutes. So Littleton is a very big place. Don't make the wrong decision and get in the wrong area.
Yeah.
And that brings us to the pros and cons number 5, which is
beautiful homes, beautiful views, just a super pretty place to live.
Yep. The open spaces are my favorite. If you are into mountain biking or cycling or just taking a nice walk on a weekend, the views here are gorgeous. We have homes. The homes here are gorgeous. Most of the homes in, Littleton, it's very diverse and it's very big. But you can find homes that, were mid-century, even older, all the way up to new construction. We have new construction going in everywhere in Littleton.
Yeah.
A lot of urban infill and a lot of cool little neighborhoods that have already been built out. The really neat thing, though, about all of these homes is it seems like every community is almost master planned, where you have kind of a strip mall. You almost always have a park right there, maybe a neighborhood bar or restaurant nearby, and of course the shopping. The con of the beautiful homes and where you're at with the open spaces.
And the beautiful views.
Yes.
Is it's going to cost you a little more.
Yeah. It's going to cost you a little bit more than it would, say, the further east you go. And that doesn't mean there isn't affordable housing here. Right. It's just not as much of it as you might find further east, say in Denver or Aurora. But you can find homes here in the $300,000 range for some condos. On up to multi-million-dollar monsters. Gorgeous homes.
Gorgeous.
So really we have all of those things. Those are the top pros and cons of living in Littleton, Colorado, and buying a home in Littleton, Colorado. If you're looking to relocate right here, be sure, give us a call, reach out, let us know what you're looking for, let us help you out. Use us as a resource. Call that little phone number right here.
Right, that little one.
Yep. And, just, make us part of the conversation. Yeah. We're here. We work for you.
Right.
So with that, thank you very much. And we'll talk with you on the next video.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Yeah. Out. I was doing the Seacrest thing. Did you like that?
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. All right.